Hello everyone, this is Heather and I'm back with another video. Today I'm really excited to be sharing with you a blog hop. This is actually the first blog hop I've ever participated in, and it's actually a video or blog hop. It is for Scrap Your Scraps, which if you haven't heard of, you should definitely check out Tori Bissell's Facebook group on Facebook, of course. And she has a group that really, the challenge is sort of to basically, as it sounds, get all your paper scraps scrapbooked. So she is hosting this blog video hop, and the idea is, or the challenge for this one in particular, was to use up the branding strips that you have laying around. So I've been using the Fancy Free collection a lot, for a couple layouts anyways, and so I've had these really colorful fun strips that I've been saving and I love them. I've also got a couple in here from the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection, I believe it is, and so I just saving those, and I'm making this star pattern on my black cardstock. This black cardstock background is embossed. It's a Basil Coordinations one, I believe, and so it has a polka dot pattern embossed on the background, and I just adhered all of these branding strips into a star shape, and now I have stitched through the middle of all of these, which actually looks really cool. I didn't film that part because my sewing machine is pretty awkward to get in screen, but you will be able to see it in my close-up photos at the end or on my blog if you're interested in seeing that. So now I'm just using my fingers to sort of lift up all the edges for those papers, and it gives it a really nice textured look. This is something that I have seen other people do as well, and I just really like how that makes all these layers stand out from one another. So now the ends of my thread, I'm just going to use a little bit of washi tape to secure them onto the back of the page, and you may notice that my branding strips all have holes right in the middle because they're from a paper pad that had a hole punched in it so that it could be hung on a display. So I'm just using my photo to strategically cover those up, and I will also cover them up with the embellishments that I add later on. Now I'm just finding a few different papers that I want to layer up behind my photo, and so I'm just using my scissors to cut those out. That's something that I've gotten more brave with lately, is using my scissors to sort of eyeball things rather than always reaching for my paper trimmer, and I find that it's quicker and more efficient, and I don't actually mind if the edges aren't perfectly straight. I think that's part of the fun of it. So as you can see, I'm just layering those up, and I wanted to flip this one around so that there was a bit more of that dark blue on the opposite edge, because I have that dark blue in one of the strips, so I wanted to balance it out a little bit. And same idea with this diagonal stripe. I'm just adding a little bit at the bottom here, and my photo mats are quite random. I just sort of place the paper where I think it needs it and try to sort of balance the edges. So I've got thicker mats on a couple sides than other sides. I'm just using this piece of adhesive foam, and I'm peeling off the backing, and I'm just going to stick it on my whole matted photo. And this came from a kit that I had. It's a kid's kit that you build things with the foam pieces, so that's why it's all die cut out. And now I'm just using one of my white gelatos to add a little bit of interest to this textured background. Excuse me. Like I said, it is embossed, so the gelato kind of displays that texture a little bit and enhances it, and I'm just using my finger to rub this in. It's quite creamy, and I like how it blends just with my finger. I didn't even need to add any water to it, and I'm just putting it on kind of randomly in areas where I want it. The application is a little bit uneven. I want more in certain areas than others, and I'm just blending that out all throughout. I really like this look also because it makes me think of a chalkboard, so that's a fun look that's trendy right now for sure. So next I'm just going to get out my palette for some gesso, and I'm basically just using my watercolor palette for the gesso, and I'm going to use a water brush to just sort of water down that gesso, and then I will splat it over the background. So this was a really fun technique, and as soon as I did this, I immediately thought of the night sky, and that this looked like a constellation sort of, with the big star that I created as the main star, I suppose. And I had second thoughts about the photo that I chose because I thought it would be really great to scrapbook a night photo with this layout, but I don't really have any good photos that were taken at night. I don't really have that photography skill yet to capture those night photos, so I just decided to go with this one anyways. And I took my brush with the gesso on it and just brushed it along the edges of that photo mat as well, and let that dry completely. I didn't want to add too much of my heat tool to the background because I didn't want the paper to warp too much. So now I'm just sifting through my fancy free die cuts from the collection, and I still have quite a few left, so it's still hard to choose what I want to use, but I pulled out this tag, and I do really like the tag. I will end up going with it, but of course I have to try every little piece first before I can make my mind. Now looking at this, I do like that adventure tag or card, and I think I could have gone with any number of these embellishments, but there's just a lot of pretty ones and it was hard to choose. I do really like this plant, and I will include that as well. I didn't know what I would use it for otherwise, and because this is an outdoor photo, I think it goes along okay. And my title, you'll see later on, has to do with home, so I think houseplants just kind of make me think of home, as my mom is a avid gardener. So I'm just adding some adhesive to the back of that foam, and I struggled a little bit to peel these off, but I'm going to throw my photo on there and just finally commit. It was a tough decision, I guess, trying to figure out what all I wanted to use on this one, but I obviously decided in the end. So I'm just taking some more of that foam and cutting a piece for my potted plant here. I just had to trim a little piece that wasn't cut out properly. So I should also mention, because this is a blog and video hop, there are several other participants that have posted their video today as well, so you should definitely check them out. I will have the person who is after me linked below in the description, or if you're watching this on my blog, I will have it linked there as well, of course. And I really recommend checking everyone out. I know there's some awesome, talented people. There's also some people who are, of course, also talented, but they're newer to blogging or video, so I think that's really great that they are participating as well. So definitely go check everyone out, because there is a lot of talent and there's a lot of great ways to learn how to use up your branding strips. So here I just placed my title, and it says "Feels Like Home." I wasn't loving the placement of the title after I had already stuck it down, even though I used my ruler and decided where I wanted it. And I tried to peel up those pink letters, but it was not gonna work. I didn't want to wreck the photo or the letters, so I just decided to leave it and deal with it. But I am moving these foam letters, and I decided that they looked better over on the the right side of the layout. And I still don't love the placement of the title, and I think it's because the word "feels" is getting washed out by that tag, but I will outline those words later, and you will see that in the final clips and the final pictures. So here I'm still debating whether I want to use that plant, and so I'm trying out different transparent pieces and just different embellishments, but I finally decide I'm just gonna go with the plant. I really like the plant, and I did like the floral there too, but I just had to make a decision, I guess. So here I'm using up some of the puffy stickers, and that one that I placed under feels like it says wonderful day. So I think that just balances the title a little bit because the word home is a bolder, brighter font. I just added that brighter sticker to balance it. And then I placed the puffy heart right above the O, which I like. It sort of makes me think of a geotag. Somehow, I don't really know, but I like that. So here I'm just going to pick out some sequins, and I decided I was going to try to use the pink sequins. It's always a challenge for me to use pink, and I've already used it in a few pops on this page, so I was proud of that, but I end up taking those pink sequins back out because I find some more reddish pink ones that I think go with the word home a bit better. They balance it and make it pop a bit more. But I do have quite the sequin collection now. I've been getting these packs at the dollar store, and some dollar stores have them for $1, and I've seen them up to as much as $4, so I have been shopping around, but I really like those. These sequins I'm picking through now also have stars in them, and I got these from someone in a pocket letter, so I don't know where they came from, but I really like them. And now I'm just going to use my glossy accents and adhere all of those sequins. I find that I need to unclog my glossy accents constantly, and I don't know if there's a good way of solving that, so if you do have a great solution, please tell me. I always unclog it with a needle, but I'm wondering maybe if I should keep a needle in there instead of using the lid, or if there's some other nozzle I can get. I don't really know, because mine is getting quite worn out, but I deal with it, so that's okay. I do love glossy accents itself. I love the adhesive. The part that I did not record, you'll see in the next clip, I added a bit of yellow washi tape behind both of the puffy stickers, the one that says wonderful day as well as the heart one, and I also outlined the words feels like, and you can see that here now. So I decided to add these Pink Fresh Studio wood veneers, and I thought I was done the layout, but then I was looking through my stash and I found these. I got them in a pocket letter as well, so thank you to all those lovely people sending me wonderful embellishments. And the colors really matched quite well with the Fancy Free collection, so I decided to add a few of those. And there's two different sizes. There's a slightly larger and slightly smaller one, and they are half wood veneer color and half painted in a bright color, and they're really quite cute. So here are the close-ups. Don't forget to check out the other blog or video hoppers. There's lots of great posts out there, and I hope that you check out my blog as well. Thank you so much for watching.